everyone. My name is Ken Gotkins and I'm from the beautiful island of Jamaica and I am a member of a Heliosphere group.
Hello everyone, I'm Keisha Lambert from Jamaica and I'm with the group Heliosphere.
Hello everyone, I'm Lucy Edward-Strawn coming to you from Antigua. I'm with the Heliosphere group.
Gaynell Charles, my UE. An observation tool is an instrument used by educators to record students' interaction and behavior in the classroom. Malu 2015. There are many observation tools used in the early childhood classroom. However, our group, Heliosphere, will be focusing on time sampling. Time sampling is an observation tool used to observe and record children's behavior at prescribed intervals. Tutor to You 2021. We will be sharing information on the rationale for time sampling tool, the limitation of time sampling, the recommended improvement to the time sampling tools, the context in which the time sampling improvement will be used, a professional template of the improved time sampling tools, and clear guidelines of how observation will be conducted and recorded.
Our SMART objectives are identify and design an improved observation tool, discuss noted limitations and explain suggested improvements. State how to conduct and record observation using improved observation tool.
The rationale for choosing time sampling. The use of the time sampling in the preschool classroom is a useful technique for observing children's behavior and monitoring their activity throughout the day. Oldfield 2001. This technique is best when observing children for extended period to get a realistic view as to the cause of their misbehavior. Time sampling is useful when monitoring children's behavior. This method is a good way to monitor children's behavior in general. Realistic solutions can be developed to reduce the recorded behavior of the child or children. The trigger of those behavior. Time sampling is a great way to monitor in the intervals of the behavior. The observer can get a realistic view as to what triggered that misbehavior during the specific time of the day. The exact time the behavior occurred. This method is excellent. It tells the exact time the behavior occurs or the activity the child will engage in when the behavior occurs.
Here are the limitations of time sampling observation tool. Time sampling allows a teacher to estimate the frequencies of behavior and the duration of time a behavior takes place and measure group or individual differences. However, just like other observation tools, time sampling has limitations that must be addressed to accurately assess a child's behavior. Some of the drawbacks of this type of observation tools are that they can be time consuming and also there is too much latitude for errors in the analysis of the data collected, suggested Foreman and Hall in 2005. Moreover, according to Zhang Chang, no date, research shows that time sampling is inaccurate for estimating actual duration or frequencies of behavior since the children may engage in a behavior throughout an interval but stop right before the end of the interval. Also, it is inaccurate for estimating group and or individual differences. In this case, time sampling would not capture a good estimate of the occurrence of a behavior. Moreover, a behavior is not easily counted when it is difficult to tell exactly when the behavior begins or when it ends, or it occurs at such a high rate that it is difficult to keep a count on, suggested Zhang Shan, no date.
Time sampling is an observational tool that is used in the improvement of student-teacher relationships and teaching practices. However, teachers have been hindered in delivering classroom instruction due to a lack of accurate data that could be used to facilitate professional growth. Therefore, to bring about a change in the classroom, some methodical improvement is needed to capture a more comprehensive picture while using time sample observations. Web Solutions 2021. Research studies in neuroscience and cognitive development in young children has given rise to a theory developed by psychologist Howard Gardner called the multiple intelligence theory. He posits that instead of a single general intelligence, each child's intellectual capability consists of many different potentialities that work together individually or in collaboration with one another. These intelligent areas include musical intelligence, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, linguistic intelligence, spatial intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, and naturalistic intelligence. Gardner also suggests that intelligence profiles are shaped by biological and environmental factors. As such, one child may have a stronger bodily kinesthetic interpersonal intelligence than another child. Lee 2020. Therefore, these distinctive profiles may sometimes be interpreted as disruptive or troublesome. Improvements. Conduct periodical observations throughout the day over a longer period to get a more accurate reading. Combining both qualitative and quantitative methods in observation systems. This method produces a richer and a more comprehensive understanding of an observation method. Develop observational methods that are based on standards of pedagogy, which will result in the ability of practitioners to gather information about gross motor outdoor play and fine motor indoor play. Use student-centered observation methods that assess authentic interactive practices that have been found to relate to students on higher level cognitive outcome. For example, understanding, remembering, and applying. Use student observation methods that allow for comparison between groups of students within the class. Web Solutions 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Keisha. Now we will look at the context of using the time sampling observation tool. The time sampling observation tool is used by practitioners during the normal course of the day's activities at the EC Center to learn about children's interests and preferences, intelligences and social development, strategies for problem solving, skills and accomplishments, as well as their personalities and temperaments. Let's consider a scenario with a child, and this will be applied to these social developments. Michael, a 4-year-old boy, is reportedly causing considerable conflicts among his peers. These have occurred in the presence of some staff members who have later complained that they are spending a lot of time intervening in conflicts where Michael is involved. However, other staff members who have not had this experience find the child to be quite positive, intelligent, and cooperative. With the use of the time sampling tool, the practitioner will be able to track Michael's behavior to determine how frequently he initiates interaction with his peers and whether these are positive or negative. Armed with this information, the correct interventions, strategies, and supports can then be applied to address the situation. Here we have a sample of the time sampling observation tool that has been improved. Pay special attention to the embedded time-saving features, which allows for the faster completion of the form, as one of the major drawbacks to the existing time sampling form is that it is time-consuming. Note that for time, for setting, and for frequency of behavior, the embedded checklist allows the observer to simply tick whichever applies.
Take a look at our new and improved time sampling sheet. Using our improved time sampling observation sheet, educators will be able to conduct observation in several settings, various periods, choose the level of play and the frequency of the behavior observed. They will be able to examine the behavior of the children in a planned specific period by selecting the time slot desired. Additionally, they can choose time highlighted from 3 minutes to 15 minutes, whether in small or large group settings or a small group with a teacher. Also, we took into consideration indoor and outdoor environments to facilitate a more comprehensive observation. Moreover, the teacher will select the frequency of behavior seen to enable documentation for the frequency of the specific behavior portrayed while indoor or outdoor. An educator can record using our improved time sampling tool by filling out the form and checking the appropriate boxes. Following this, write a detailed account of what is said or done when observing the child or children in the indoor or outdoor environment. Then the teacher will write an evaluation for both settings and a summary recommendation for both.
Our group, the Heliosphere, did a thorough analysis of the time sampling method as an observation tool to be used in the early childhood classroom learning environment. This tool is useful when observing the specific period a child behavior occurs, the Early Years Magazine 2020. The limitation and improvement of these tools were highlighted and discussed. A clear professional template was showcased and explained, followed by thorough guidelines on how time sampling can be used to conduct and record observation. All in all, time sampling can be an effective observation tool within the early childhood setting. Thank you for listening to our presentation. You now have time to give your feedback and ask your questions.